Yeah, there's not so much a concept. I mean, I think it can change from different live set to different live set. There's never a strict, I won't change a set specifically for a space. It is what it is, but it's a constant, ever-evolving set. It changes week in, week out, from different things I produce in the studio that then I want to try out in a live setting. So it's a constant evolving thing. There's a lot of proper preparation that goes into it. It's always just see how people take it, see if they enjoy it or not. I mean, for me, it's a very emotional thing. It's an outlet for me, making music. I think a certain type of person can connect with it too, you know, it brings something out in them. I mean, it's not for everyone, but I mean, the world would be a boring place if everyone liked the same music. But no, yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. I mean, the crowd look really good and up for it. I mean, if they're open-minded and interested in experiencing new music, I think they really dig it. I think, yeah, I mean, in England, a lot of the festivals are very corporate. They're big, like millions of pounds invested in the majority of them. You know, and the artists they book reflect that as well. I find in Europe, festivals, they're a lot more underground. They are supported by local governments, which I think is brilliant. They're supporting culture. And yeah, I find they push the underground a lot more. Like, you know, like artists that are upcoming and doing different things, they push that a lot more in Europe. What makes a good festival? Obviously the artist playing, but the crowd as well. I think it's hard for new festivals, I think, to start something new, because it's always good to have a base following, like a core group of people that are following your events, you know, and that makes, so I think it's a mixture of everything. I think the venue's like important. It's a hard one, but I mean, when you get it right, I mean, there's certain festivals that, you know, smash it every year, and yeah. Music-wise, I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I don't really listen to much music at home anymore. I used to, but the more I've like delved into my own sound, the more I've gone away from listening to other people's music. I obviously, like, I do DJ sets, so I do have to listen to other people's music, but it's not. It's a hindrance. I mean, I'm sat at home and I can't enjoy someone else's album as much as I used to, which is a tough one, and I'm missing out in some ways. But yeah, I find it hard. I think because I'm so absorbed into my own sound now, and if you wake up every day and you're creating music, when you kind of come out of that, you don't really want to be listening to somebody else's album, you know. It's really hard, like, because I mean, there's a lot of great music out there, and I would like to enjoy it from more a different perspective, like not so. I don't know.
Do you think you're gonna get like not corrupted, but you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you can kind of get influenced by other people's music, even subconsciously. And I think if you want a true organic sound out of yourself, you kind of have to isolate yourself into a certain way, and if you're overloading yourself with other people's music, you've got all these different influences going on, and you can try and replicate that, you know, like you'd be sat in the studio and you'd be like, oh, maybe this can start sounding like that, and then you're like, fuck, it sounds like somebody else, you know. And it depends on your approach to music making. If you're striving for something original, I think it's quite a good idea to try and isolate yourself as much as possible. Obviously you get exposed at events, but try and really isolate yourself into your own sound. Maybe. Yeah, I think obviously the internet causes that as well, this oversaturation, but I mean, there's always been a lot of music around. It's finding what you like. I still do enjoy a lot of artists, don't get me wrong, I really do, but I just find it tough to engage with an album, like sit down and listen to that right now. I think it's really hard for me. Hopefully in a few years it might change, but